All right, here we are. It is the water hole with Rob Headstrom Bacon and Horse. I can hear myself. That always freaks me out. All right, I'm going to mute myself. I'll check those levels in a minute. Welcome, Headstrom Bacon. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. Ryan, thanks for letting me fill in. And yeah, it's good to be here.
I'm checking your microphone.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. All right, sounds good. I'm not going to
All
check
right,
that
good.
shit anymore.
Good. Always got to check that stuff.
You know what? The worst time is when I don't check it and then I'm talking for 2 minutes and then I look up at the chat. We can't hear you. You're muted.
Yep. Been there, done that.
That's idiot.
For sure.
Hey,
what's up, pig?
Right? You wanted to play that.
Yes. So, you know what? Something doesn't look right. Are you watching the feed?
Yeah.
Some looks off. Hold on. It's right. Something, you know what? I see it right now. We got, Ryan is not here. He's doing some Kings stuff. There's a Kings game tonight. And, that show's catching fire. So I said, dude, go take care of that show. I'll find a replacement. If I can't find a replacement, I will just do it by myself. And then Bacon was in the chat last week watching the show. And he goes, hey, I'll do it. I said, are you serious? And yeah. So I got to fix something here real quick here.
Yeah, really quick.
All
so,
right,
so we've got some stories to share, like the way that you like to do these things and all the rest of it. So I'll see if I can come up with something. I think I got
Ryan's
something for
name. You. Hold on, I'm fixing. I gotta wait for this one to creep up on me. Bottom scroll. Wait, Where is it? Where's my? Oh shit! Where'd I put it? The last gag. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. So I gotta wait for. I timed this out. So the bottom scroll, we've got Headstrom Bacon, or not Headstrom Bacon. I have Haunted Horse Twitter. All right, and then Ryan's behind me because he always follows. He's second place. And right here, we're gonna fix it right
there.
It is there.
Yep.
And you'll see it in a second on the.
So you got that wacky picture from the train wreck.
Dude, it's the only picture I have of you on my computer.
It's fine.
So it is what it is.
Yeah. So Wood pulled that from Marco Polo, I think.
Did he really? He was. That's breaking the rules.
Well, he may or may not have. That may have come from. You know what? It might have come from a Stucknut show.
It's yeah. We. You know what? Rules are meant to be broken as long as we're not outing anybody. Like
that's right.
That time you told us that you went to swingers parties, we never told anybody about that.
Right.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, exactly. There you go. There's your new one.
What the heck was that?
Did I say what the hell was that?
You did. Listen.
What the hell is that? When did I say that?
You said that last week when I put in the chat.
I'm a slut. Get me a cheeseburger.
Then you said, "What the hell's that?"
Where did that come from?
It's a Jim Rome thing.
That's the thing. Hey, Tiffany is in the chat. First time chat. It says first time chat. What's cracking? Hey, what's up, Tiffany? Welcome
Nick
to the show.
Duluth is in.
I don't have that drop, huh?
Yeah, Nick and Duluth is in.
Party, pal.
Nick's in the chat. I see Bacon in the chat. There's Oshkosh. Is this show about Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets? I mean, no, it isn't. What would there be to say that has not already been said? Anything? You got anything?
No.
No, senor! No, senor!
The dude wants a 38-year-old tight end to accompany him to the Jets. Mercedes Lewis. You can't do better than that, Aaron. I think what he's doing is he's getting all of his friends paid.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not going to do anything. Jets, boy, you know what he's doing? He's like, watch this. You know what? I'm only going to come if I get a bucket of green M&Ms in my locker room before every game. Oh, they signed the M&M company contract. And, he's just, I want 3 porn stars to be in my room after every game, and then they sign contracts.
He is single now.
Oh, he is single. Is he? Wait, who was the last one he dumped? It was the movie star chick.
No, I don't know who it was. I forget her name, but I could come up with it if I wanted to.
Anyway.
Yeah, so see, Tyler's out. Tyler just wants to rub his nads all day. Tyler is now officially a Jets fan.
Tyler wants to be Aaron Rodgers' girlfriend. That's what Tyler wants.
Well, it's not that there's anything wrong with that.
I'm not judging, but I think Tyler loves Aaron Rodgers more than Aaron Rodgers loves Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I think Steve in H-Town put out, or somebody put out that thing. Jen Sturger, or no, maybe it was 12wood.
12wood did that.
The Jen Sturger thing. Yep. Lose my number.
Yep.
That was good. That was good. Yeah.
You know what? While researching 12wood's tweet, I had to look at Jen Sturger, and on the basis of doing my research for the show, see if she ever posed nude, and she was in Playboy, believe it or not. Yeah. I did not know that. I knew she was in Maxim. Okay. I did not know she was in Playboy.
Right. Now I'm going to go out on a limb now and say that you now have a crush on her.
No, it's always I used to have a crush.
Okay,
right?
yeah, okay. So yeah, but I mean, okay, so you used to have a crush on her approximately 2.5 hours ago when you were looking
exactly.
this up.
When I noticed she was in Playboy.
But no longer.
I looked at the images because I wanted to see how much airbrushing they did, so I got out the magnifying glass.
Right.
Wait, I got the prop.
Oh, going behind the curtain.
I got out the magnifying glass, and I'm like, okay. Oh yeah, there's a boob and a nipple. Yeah. So,
no,
okay.
Exactly.
We have more than a show. I like how Tyler took us off in a direction for 5 minutes that I wasn't planning on going. I mean, it was handled on the. Hey, real quick, since this is a show about whatever we want it to be, any theories on where Jim was? So we know that the call came in last night. So he knew as of last night he was not going to be on the show. And Brian tipped that he's not sure if Jim's going to be back tomorrow or Friday, but he said it would be really long odds if he didn't come in for the rest of the week. You think Brian knows that stuff, or do you think they actually do not tell them anything?
I think they pretty much keep him in the dark.
Yeah. So he can't slip.
They
right?
basically say be on the ready for Thursday.
Yeah.
But and he'll gladly do that. Not a problem.
Sure.
It's probably just something either personal or something to do with investors or advertisers or whatever. So I imagine it's one of those things. I doubt it's anything serious, but you never know. And I always say, quite frankly, it's none of our GD business.
It isn't, but we are fans and we like to speculate. Just like Tyler on Aaron Rodgers, we like to, hey, Tyler, since Aaron Rodgers is going to the Jet, does that change? So I will say this. 49ers fan since late 70s. When I was, I wanted a team. I didn't want to root for the Raiders, so my other choice was the Niners. I lived in Sacramento. And I will say the only time I've rooted for another team, now, not a team to beat my team, but a team to beat all the other teams, was when Joe Montana went to Kansas City. I became 49ers 1A and Kansas City Chiefs 1B because Joe Montana, I was his biggest fan, and I just wanted him to win again, as long as it wasn't at the expense of my team. Tyler, are you going to root for the Jets if
he will?
He will?
Aaron Rodgers goes. And he brought up what pretty much I would say 90% of the people probably tweeted today. I wasn't following. Jim is getting a vasectomy.
Yeah, see, and that, I mean, there's no way in hell because you wouldn't call Brian Weber.
He's probably Jim probably got snipped like years ago. Not that it's any of our business.
Not that it's any of our business.
Right. What was funny though, and then I'll get off the Jim Rome stuff. I thought it was funny that whoever sent a tweet in, and I was at work, I couldn't tweet back at it. The guy said, he said something about a vasectomy joke because of March Madness, and they always joke that, for those of you who don't know, that guys schedule their vasectomy so that they can recover and watch March Madness. Is how they get off of work. Some guy tweeted something about a vasectomy, but he said, signed the vasectomy doctor. I mean, could you not Google up, like even just Google up who does vasectomies? I mean, what is the male reproductive doctor? It's a urologist. You should know this. I mean, this is what irks me about people send in quality tweets. The fact that he read it. Why did you read and why didn't he give that person shit about the vasectomy doctor? That's it's like calling the baby doctor or the whatever. I
got an ingrown toenail, so I went to the toenail doctor.
Yes, not a podiatrist.
No, the toenail doctor.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, the tooth doctor.
The tooth doctor. Yeah. Yes, I didn't go to the dentist. I went to the tooth doctor.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Hilarious.
Yeah. All right. What I like to say, irregardless, which isn't a word. It's it shouldn't be a word. It is a word. I used to say irregardless, which isn't a word, but irregardless, which shouldn't be a word because it's a double negative. We'll get off that topic.
Boy, I'm so bad at English. You could tell me anything's a word and I believe it. I mean, I don't. It's like someone criticized Jim for ending sentences in a preposition. I'm like, what's a preposition?
What's a preposition? Yeah, right.
My grammar,
sometimes those words will come up, and we can get off on a tangent on this. Sometimes those words come up, and you think you know what it is, but you don't. And nowadays, you can just look it up and say, whatever. But I always like to have a good vocabulary, and my vocabulary has gotten better since I started reading about. I want to say about 12, 13 years ago, I really started reading a lot, and I've read hundreds of books since then. Humble brag. But, my vocabulary has gotten better because of it. And my wife has a phenomenal vocabulary, much better than mine. And I like to learn new words, but it's funny how people will use words, and Jim knocks on that again.
Yes.
That people misuse words, and that is just good content.
Yes. Weber sure has a phenomenal vocabulary. That dude was dropping big words today on a Big Word Wednesday.
Yeah. So what do you got?
All right, so let's get into the stories, and we got other stuff to talk. Oh wait, Tiffany said something. God, I wanted to comment on it, and then we got off on a tangent. Oh, the Philadelphia Flyers GM's son, Carson Breyer, pushed some lady's wheelchair downstairs. Did you see that?
No, I didn't. Carson Briere. Briere would be pronounced Briere. Yeah.
Briere. Yeah, so I watched. I didn't know what I was watching. I didn't know who I was watching, other than someone said this is I think it was Tristan in Jacksonville. Is that correct? He's a Tristan, right?
Could be.
Yes, Tristan in Jacksonville. Retweeted a video, and it's basically there's this entrance to the bar, and there's like this security camera on there, and there's like some dudes talking or whatever, and this other dude comes up the stairs, and they're all talking, and there's a wheelchair just sitting there, and so one guy goes in, and the other guy sits in the wheelchair, pushes it a couple times, sitting in it, and then he takes it, aims it down the stairs, and flings it down the stairs and goes into the bar. Apparently, that's this dude's son. And it was some woman's wheelchair that she had there, parked there while she was in having fun at the party. So, you better watch what you do these days. First of all, you shouldn't be doing that anytime. But just know one thing. Cameras are fucking everywhere. Oh, did I say that?
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
So just, you know what? And I'm actually glad they are, because we're seeing some human behavior that used to be like he said, she said, and then it would never get out in the light of day. I mean, things that come to mind would be Ray Rice just decking his girlfriend and knocking her into the wall. I mean, stuff like that. That dude probably would have been playing football after 2 week suspension, because the graphic nature of the video and what happened wouldn't have gotten out. But you start seeing this stuff, and it's like, man, people are dicks. So anyway, I'm just riffing off of something Tiffany posted. Liz is here. Oh man,
What the heck was that?
Liz wants us to promote the March Madness brackets. Gosh,
and I have that, and we'll do that with our promotions later on.
We'll
We've
hit
got
that
that.
in a minute,
So it is on the to-do list.
It is on the to-do list. Okay, good. Bacon's gonna keep me in check. Let's go to, I'm gonna read this quick one because it's just interesting. Woman flabbergasted as Harry Potter gift she ordered 6 years ago finally arrives. She ordered, I'm going to paraphrase this one real quick because it's not.
And sorry, I'm going to interrupt real quick because I have not heard this story, and Horace hasn't heard my story. So
True.
That's what's cool about this. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're correct. I mean, anyone that's joining, like for example, Tiffany's here for the first time. Liz, I don't know, is ever joined the Waterhole. We do, when Ryan's sitting in that chair and now Bacon's in that chair, we specifically go out of our way not to tell each other what we're bringing to the show so that we can react it in real time along with the guests or the chat. So he has no idea if I get to 5-6 stories. But anyway, women flabbergasted as Harry Potter gift she ordered 6 years ago finally arrives. Laura Vidal was left in stitches when she received a package in the post. These are all from London. I like to go there because most of these stories you guys have never heard of, because it's across the pond. So they call it the post, not the post office, and found a Harry Potter keyring inside, as it was a gift she ordered online 6 years ago. So what the hell is wrong with the post office? Americanized words. That she ordered something 6 years ago. So I looked for this thing to see if there was any speculation, like, did they not send it out? Apparently it was at the post. They could figure out through the postmark and everything else that it was stuck somewhere in the post, probably dropped behind a cabinet or something, who knows. And they like found it, and instead of putting a note on there, we're sorry, just put it in the mailbox. And just like, yeah, so it's not a fault of the shipping, the company that made the little key ring or whatever. Anyway, I can't even talk today.
So did it actually go through the London, the UK mail? Because they used to have government run, post office. It was called like the General Post Office or something like that up until like the early 70s. And then they switched over to like a private company. It's now called, the only reason I know, you don't even want to know why I know this. It's now called the Royal Post. No, the Royal Mail. It's now called the Royal Mail. And it's a privately run company. So is this like like the USPS, United States Postal Service,
Well,
or
I mean-
ours in Canada is called Canada Post. Yes, I live in Canada. The flag's right behind me. So was this the postal service or was it a courier?
Well, here's the question. When did they change to the Royal Mail? Because this was ordered 6 years ago. So maybe during the transition.
Oh, no.
from-
This wasn't like back in the 70s. So how old is the story?
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
they switched probably even before I was born.
My
I was born in
notifications are
71.
on. Sorry. I usually mute my phone before the show starts, but I forget. Twitch, shut the pup up is now following you. Apparently Twitch found it very important to notify me. Shut the pup up was following me. That's breaking news.
All right, there you go.
Do we have breaking news on this show?
Do you have breaking news? Yeah.
Shut the pup up is now following me on Twitch. What's up? He's in the chat. He's everywhere. Shut the pup up.
I don't even know if that came through on the feed. There.
I heard a little of it.
You heard a little
I
bit.
probably yelled over
well,
the top of
yeah,
it.
because the other one that I had was the news flash.
That one mostly comes through.
Yeah. Shut the pup up is now following you, and he is in the chat.
It was breaking news on my phone. Look at that.
Yep.
Anyway, I don't know other than the fact that now here's the thing too. I read the story and I missed this little thing. AliExpress keychain that she ordered in May 1 of 2017 is a company in China. So the country could have falsified shit and said, no, we sent it out and doctored the records.
I've used AliExpress.
Have you?
Yes. So I ordered. This is funny. This was a COVID thing. Do you want me to riff on this?
Yeah, riff it.
So long story short, I ordered a holder. It's called a tray for my underwater camera, and then it holds the lights that I use, the video lights, right?
Okay.
So I ordered this through AliExpress, and I ordered some other stuff, some connectors and that, and I ordered them in March of 2020. Like it was like March. It may have been the end of February or right at the beginning of March, and then everything shut down like March 16th, March 17th, right?
Yeah.
And I had it sent to my work because that's a reliable, because there's always somebody at the desk, right?
Yes.
You know, like if I'm at work and it goes to my house and it's, the packages sit there. So I always had stuff sent to work, right?
Yeah.
And they know the hours and you give them the hours and stuff like that, right? And if they come to work and somebody's not there, they go next door to the gym or wherever else they, it's somebody that's there, because people are there till like 11 o'clock at night, and they can hold it for us. And so we had an arrangement within the facility there.
I like it.
And I'm waiting and waiting and waiting during COVID. Everything shut down, and I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. This thing doesn't. So finally, I went on AliExpress and said, didn't get it. So they shipped out another one, and I got that one, and they didn't charge me for it. Well, probably, I want to say maybe September of that year, the original one arrived. So now I've got two.
Oh shit. Dude, I got
Thank
a
you,
free
AliExpress.
printer because Amazon, it got lost in the mail. They sent me another one, and then the first one arrived the same day as the second one, and they're just like, keep it. It cost them more money to get it back. I'm like, 2 printers, all right.
Disney's really good for that. And my wife actually bought what's called a Big Fig. It's actually a big figurine. She's bought a Kermit the Frog and then a Sorcerer Mickey one, and they're big. They're like they sit on coffee tables and that, and they're packaged in these boxes, and they come in boxes like the size of like old television boxes, like a small appliance, like they're wrapped in like styrofoam, all the rest of it. Well, they sent it out, and it's like the lights didn't work on it or something. They just shipped out another one, and this thing was like $250.
Damn. Yeah. Disney.
That's
Disney's
nothing to Disney,
all
right?
about being happy and not ruining anyone's experience. By the way, Tiffany says, Horse, I haven't watched your show for a while. Don't remember you with a beard. There's 2 reasons behind that. I didn't have a beard back then. I grew this while I was, I started growing this about 10 days before I went on vacation in February. We went on a cruise. I grew out the beard. I didn't want to mess with, shaving every day and all that crap. And the other reason I didn't have a beard, I had a goatee when I did the fake Jim Rome show, like 4 or 5 years ago. But I had a beard and off and on. But when COVID happened and we started masking up the beard, unless it was a goatee, you couldn't get a seal on your mask. And I was dealing with 30, 40 customers a day, and I got the N95. Back in the day when it was a big scary monster, I wanted to be as safe as possible, and then also not bring it back to my in-laws who are in their 80s. So I shaved my beard so that my my N95 mask would hold. So now that we're kind of beyond that, COVID is still around, but it's not as scary. I decided, you know what? I haven't had the beard in a while, and I grew it.
It looks
There
good.
you go.
It definitely suits you. So it's funny. It's just every time someone talks about a beard, it reminds me of. I found something on Twitter one time. I think it was on Twitter. Somebody had posted this. It was an action figure. The action figure is called "Random Asshole with a Goatee."
I love it. Dude,
Yeah.
if you can think of something dumb like that, you'll make
It's
millions.
awesome. I'll send you the picture. There were other ones like that, like the they had like the unmarketable Star Wars figures, and they had Luke's aunt and uncle, Uncle Owen and Aunt
I've seen
Beru,
that. Yes.
and they're burned skeletons.
Yes, that is awesome. You know what's
Yeah.
you know what's funny? That's been out for a while, a long time.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
literally saw Mark Hamill retweet that within the last week, that picture, and he said, "Never forget," or
So
too soon.
Okay, so I found the picture, and I will send it to you. Okay, it's called "Some Asshole with a Goatee Action Figure" by Death Toys, and it says, "What a fucking piece of shit! Seriously, just shave the shit off." That's what it says on the package. I'll send that to you.
Ryan Bacon, are you plugging your Stuck Nut show on the Waterhole? Didn't Jim warn you? We haven't plugged it yet. It's coming though. All right.
No, we're not plugging anything here, not at all. So, and actually, getting back to Tim, like she says, like hard to believe this was 3 years ago today. Yeah, literally three years ago today that shit went down. Craziness.
Yeah. Are you sending me? Where are you sending this to me? So
I don't know. Where do you
supposed
want me to
put this
send
on
it?
the screen? The random.
Do you want me to DM it to you?
No. I see it. Wait, that's the Zoom link. Send it to me. Excuse me. Send it to me.
I'll
I
DM
never
it
need
to
cough drops until I start talking on these shows.
No, the easiest thing to do is just to DM it to you.
Yeah, DM it to me.
Yeah.
By the way, thanks for sharing the show. Hey, what's the score on the Kings game, Rhino?
Yeah, we're not gonna. That's all you're gonna get. That's it. We're not talking about it
anymore. I said I
anymore.
wasn't gonna say the word. I wasn't gonna say it, and then I did. All right, I'm gonna go into my story while I wait for this this piece of thing. You know what? You were just talking about scuba diving gear that you ordered from the thing. I moved this story forward. Elite scuba diver in stitches as woman strips to underwear to save him from drowning. A woman has taken to Reddit to share how she heroically saved a man from drowning, only to discover he was an elite scuba diver on a training exercise in open water. A woman has been left mortified after stripping down to her underwear to save a man from drowning in open water. He was doing, she was jogging alongside Lake Jocassee in South Carolina, Jocassee, South Carolina, when she spotted a dark mass floating on the surface. Oh, I get it. So he was like floating, like, in that face down pose.
Right.
Floating in the surf about 40 feet away from the beach and decided to take a closer look, fearing a person was in danger. After recognizing it to be a man with his head tipped back in the water, wasted no time, stripping down to her bra and panties and wading out towards him. Hilariously recalling the story, she said, "This dude looked dead. Dead. He was facing away from me. His head was tipped back, eyes closed, bobbing like a fish lure. No one else was around, so I thought he was quantum crazy out here scuba diving alone and the crack us of dawn. I didn't yell at him to check in. Instead, I took off, stripped down. God, they're repetitive in this story. When I opened his eyes, he was staring at me like I lost my mind. So I blurted out, "Are you okay?" Removed his regulator and incredulously said, "Yes." It was at this point she realized she'd slightly misjudged the situation and the man wasn't in any danger or needed rescue. I turned to nope the hell out of there, yelling over my shoulder, "I thought you needed saving," to explain my idiocy, she added. As I pivoted, another dude cleared his throat from 30 feet away on the other side. I never heard a sound from him, so I freaked out, failing and belting an ear-wounding scream at him. After pointing to me on the beach, the merman that I original target cautiously swam toward me. I nodded, escorted me to shore. But when swimming back, the woman began to panic. I haven't read the story, so I'm going as I go. The woman began to panic, fearing she'd have the energy to make strength to make it back to land. Realizing this, and while still laughing at her mistake, the scuba diver she heroically tried to save offered to give her a tow back to shore. So, So anyway,
people know I'm a scuba diver. So I actually have a dive master rating, which is a professional rating. I can help teach classes, and we do that in controlled settings. Now, when we do that, and we usually go down to Ohio and go to a quarry there, it's a really nice controlled setting, but it's still open water. They have diving platforms at 20 feet, and it's really, really cool. So we start off in the swimming pool, and then we move to open water later on. When we do these rescue classes, we have to put up signs that say rescue class in progress, because there will be people screaming out help. There will be, and all this stuff, and dragging people out of the water and whatnot. So we literally have to put up signs that say rescue class in progress. Now, that's a training facility. So most people, they know that stuff's going on. But if you're out on a beach or whatever, like, you need to let people know. So I'm going to give this lady a break and say that it was the scuba diver's responsibility to let the general public know that there was training exercises. Anytime you see, like, they'll tell you. The Coast Guard's out there, the police are out there, the Marine units out there. They will tell you, the police come to where I help out with my brother in his soccer league. They use the soccer fields to do training in that. It's like, they let people know, they let the public know, training in progress. So I'm going to give the lady a break on that one.
Yeah. The guy got to see her,
Yeah. And what the guys all want to know that are listening, was she hot?
Yeah. Well, the story didn't say, but in my mind, she was very hot. She was like,
Oh yeah. As soon as you see bra and panties, you're like, and the other thing, the other phenomenal thing about that story was that the term ass crack of dawn was used.
Yes. Was it, did I say bra and panties? Cause I thought I read bra and thong. So
I heard bra and panties. We'll have to go back and listen to the tape.
Here's your some asshole with a goatee. Of course, you're going to see it with the audience. It's by a company called Death by Toys. Contents: one fucking shit fuck with a goatee. Seriously, just shave the shit off. That's great. And you own this, or you saw a picture of it?
No. Somebody posted this on Twitter or whatever. So Tyler's saying, I want one for Christmas.
I do. I want one for Christmas. Yeah. You know what's interesting? I can look what's in the back of the picture. He's got a Gizmo Gremlin. Up in the upper left.
Okay, yeah. I didn't actually.
ET Viewmaster. When's the last time you saw someone use a Viewmaster? I think maybe the early 80s.
Stephen King fan.
Yeah, Misery. Black. I can't. It's covered up partially.
Yeah, Viewmaster. ET. Is that one of those? What do you call those?
The Viewmaster where you the 3D.
Yeah, I thought there was a name for that. Like there's a.
I thought it was Viewmaster.
Click, 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 and you go through and view them.
Viewmaster toy. Yeah, it's called a Viewmaster.
Oh, it is a Viewmaster. Okay, yeah.
Right.
No.
They used to have one, and I never got it. I really wanted it. It's the one, and it had a little cassette player. So you put the cassette in there, and then you would look at the images, and it would tell a story. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool.
Getting back to your story and the bra and panties thing, and when I asked, was she hot? Liz in Fall City says, it takes a lot for men to find any random chick unattractive. That is true. She also says the opposite is true for women. We find most men unattractive. which is also true.
That's like that Seinfeld episode where if a woman's naked, they're pretty, but a man naked is just disgusting. He had the girlfriend that walked around naked all the time. And so, but yeah, guys, apparently they use the word utilitarian bodies.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, we're disgusting.
Yep.
I will say that that's right. More clothes that come off, the better looking usually. I'm not saying you're going to go from a 3 to a 10, but you'll go from a 3 to a 4 or 5.
Yeah,
you know.
and there's multiple factors. There's beer goggles. There's
beer.
There's the Butterface scale. You know.
Yes. Anyway, yeah, I don't want to get myself in any more trouble. Stop it! What? Wrong one.
Haunted horse poop.
Yeah, I am. My brain. Is
Tyler with the old what the hell was his name? He was on the blue collar comedy. Ron White says boobs. Once a guy sees one set, he needs to see them all.
Yeah.
That was an old Ron White joke from blue collar comedy. I love that. That's great.
I mean, you can't see too many. There's no such thing. You know, you can have too much food where you're just like, you know. Too much alcohol, of course. You can have too much of, you know, candy, anything but there's no too much boobs.
Well, they can be too big.
Well,
I mean, they just get,
I'm
you know,
saying
when you
amount.
when you get freakishly, but when you're talking about like numbers, you're right.
Although, to be fair, I would like to see Dolly Parton's to see if they are too big. Like where I would go,
that's like forbidden fruit. That's like, you know.
Yeah. Well, I want to know what's under
that's like the holy grail of mammaries.
Yes.
You know,
she was on Johnny
what
Carson.
Else
is, And they were talking chit chat and he goes, you know, I'd pay a year's salary to see what's under there.
Right.
And that was
hilarious.
Right.
That was, Now, Pup, the funny thing is that Pup, I don't know what's more funny. He says, I want to see Paige Spiranic's jugs, the golf chick. The fact that he said that, or the fact that he tried to spell Paige Spiranek and it says Spurnax. I want to see Paige, and then when you read it, of course, my dyslexia, it's I want to see Paige's Spurnax. You know,
Spurnax. Let me here, Pup. I'll give you a Liz. Everyone else, Tiffany, don't listen to this. Tyler, don't listen to this. This is only for Pup. All right. So turn your heads, plug your ears. La 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 la. Pup. If you learn to spell her name right and you put Paige Spiranek, the way she spells it, nude in a Google search and turn off the filter, you can see them because she was frappening. And that's when their accounts got hacked on Apple and they had nudes on there just for them to see and maybe their significant other. So, and it's not fake. It's not Photoshop. So enjoy that. Yes, be right back. Yes, you won't be back for about
he's not going to be back for a while.
Minutes.
Yeah.
So
we'll see you next week, Pup.
Enjoy. But her phone got hacked, and she's. I was told. I was told.
So,
Bacon.
You were told, yeah. So, do we want to do announcements or what?
Yeah, let's do announcements right now.
Okay. So
go for it.
We always like to cross promote shows and things like that. So there's a few things that are sort of up in the air, but never up in the air is Frank and Boise's, aka at Mock Moda, his show Outlaws and Potatoes. Just watch Twitter, follow Frank, put him on your notifications, hit that little bell at the top of your thing, at the top of his profile, and he will definitely pop up there and watch Outlaws and Potatoes. You're going to be on this Friday, which is nice. You're back to your regularly scheduled.
He goes head to head with me. Outlaws and Potatoes. So right. I will say this. I think that if you want a show where there's a lot of people just having shooting the shit, that is the show to watch. If you want music videos, then it's my show. But if you just want a bunch of dudes and ladies getting together and just talking and having fun, that show
sounds
is
like
fun.
A sausage fest. Yeah.
He doesn't record it. So if you don't watch it live, you will not get to see the replay.
But that's kind of the get though. That's
I think
almost
so.
like, you go for a hard out, like, you're done for an hour.
Yep.
You do a show for an hour. We do a show
Yep.
for an hour and a half. Nice segue. People want more. So once a month,
Yes.
hour and a half, people want more. So
Yes.
that being said, Stuck Nut Radio this month is going to be, what did we say?
It's the 30th. Thursday
30th?
the 30th.
Thursday the 30th on the partial moon eclipse and all the rest of it. that Tyler
6:30
likes to
p.m.
say.
Pacific.
Yeah, Tyler wants us to promote the 12 by 12, but there is no 12 by 12 to promote. So Tyler, we're not going to do that. Wood Scopes, we're pretty certain that there's going to be a Wood Scopes on April 7th. If you missed Adam Hawk last Friday, fantastic interview. The guy's amazing. It's great. It's still up on Twitch. Or where else can they get that?
YouTube. All those shows are
Yeah.
on YouTube, and so Twitch pulls videos down after 2 weeks. But if you're a Prime member, the account holder's a Prime member, you get 3 weeks. But all that stuff stays on YouTube forever. So
Yeah, great. And then Tiffany just signed up for the NCAA Clone Challenge. Excellent.
yes,
Go
I'm
hit
in it.
up Liz in Falls City. It's one shining clone. The password is global warming. Play.ncaa.com. Obviously, there's still time to sign up. It sounds like she said so. If Tiffany just signed up, that's going to be 41 people that she's got. So that's good. I've done my bracket.
I've done mine.
If you can't find it, I've pinned it on my account, so the link is there. Or just it's also Liz says it's also pinned on her Twitter page. Look up Liz in Falls City, all one word. At Liz in Falls City, capital L, capital I, capital F, capital C, Liz in Falls City. Go hit up.
If
and it's
that's specific, that password, I think it's global
warming.
capital
Capital
G and a capital W.
and all one word.
Yes, all one word. So
Yeah, so hit that up, and that's good. So everybody's retweeting it. There is absolutely no reason why you can't find that. And I
Yep.
think we hit all the announcements there.
Yep. Let's see. DJ Haunted Horse. HollywoodRejects.com, by the way,
Yes.
we'll always have the schedule for the Wood Scopes because I help do that show. Bacon's a newcomer on the Wood Scopes. He did his first show with Adam Hawk there. So Hollywood Rejects, I try to keep those schedules up. And then the other thing, Ryan, the reason he's not here is because anytime there's a Sacramento Kings game, he's going to do the halftime, and the halftime Grant Napier joins, and then the post game Grant Napier also joins, and they're getting like 30,000 views on those shows. And then the other show that they both do together is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and that is at 4 Pacific, I think, or is it 3? It could be 3. Anyway, follow Ryan. His Twitter sometimes is being blocked by Bacon as a joke, but follow Ryan and you'll see when those shows are. Yeah, he's doing like 14, 15 shows a week, if not more. So anyway, there we go.
Good deal. All right.
I think we're caught up now. So
Nice.
these are stories that do not have to spend a lot of time on. My daughter hates her name, but I absolutely love it. The spelling is unique. Mum of 5. Once again, from London or Britain. Mum of 5. Her name's not important. She's 55 years old. Called her daughter Kizzy and says nobody ever pronounces the unique name correctly. Well, it's because instead of 2 Z's, you spelled it Kixxie. So the first time I read it, I said Kixie, and I'm sure everyone else pronounced it that way. Her daughter hates it because everyone always pronounces it Kixie instead of Kizzy.
Yeah.
Actually, Kixie sounds better.
Now, in the UK, they call Z's, they call them Zs. We do that in Canada as well because we speak the quote-unquote Queen's English, which we'll now call the King's English. It's going to take a while for me to do that, but
King's English.
So a Z is pronounced Zed.
Zed. So what's her name then? Kazetti?
Well, yeah. So if you're going to pronounce like Liz in Fall City, Liz, if you spelled that in Canada, you would say Liz.
Oh, geez.
Yep.
Yeah. Her name's pronounced Kizzy, but I say it's Kixie because there's 2
Kixie?
X's
Yeah.
in the middle. And then one of her kids is named Pagan. Would you name your
Pagan?
kid Pagan?
Yeah, how's that spelled?
Pagan. 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 Look, she's got a kid named Jake. So Jake, you're fine. Zachary is fine. Then we got Kixie, which is supposed to be Kizzy, but it's Kixxie. And then so her 19 and 18-year-old are Kizzy, and Pagan, and then Seth. So basically her girls got weird names and all the boys got normal names.
Yeah. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that her husband is probably some asshole with a goatee.
I agree. He probably is, Dick.
Yeah.
All right, so that's that. You had a story. Go drop your story on me. I want to hear something interesting that I don't know.
So this came out February 21st this year on NPR, actually. So why not, right? It says when Karen Green got her new job in 2007, some of her friends pitched in to buy her a brand new iPhone, 2007.
Okay.
And while hundreds of thousands of Americans clamored to get their hands on the first version of the revolutionary phone, as Apple correctly predicted, the smartphone, Green wasn't one of them, in part because she had upgraded her new phone, a non-smartphone, not long before, and reportedly didn't want to switch from Verizon to AT&T. So she kept the first generation 8-gigabyte phone sealed in the box, realizing as the years went on that a collector might come to find it valuable. Yes. Her hunch was confirmed when appraisers on the show estimated it at $5,000. This was on the television show The Doctor and the Diva. This was back in 2019.
I was going to say there were more now.
Yeah. So they estimated it at $5,000, but it went on auction. Any guesses as to how much she got for it at the auction?
Like 200 grand?
No, too high.
Too high.
Beep, beep. I got to give you the buzzer. Beep, beep. Too high.
I got a buzzer for the too high. Hold on.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Yeah, great.
Boy, it's still in the box?
It's still in the box.
The first version? I thought it would be, there must be more out there than I thought. Okay, 50,000.
Closer, higher.
Higher.
One more guess.
Tyler
it's between
says 20. You're too low, Tyler.
Yeah. $63,356.40.
Shit.
Yeah. Louisiana-based auction house LCG Auctions, which specializes in pop culture collectibles, described the phone as a hot ticket item for collectors and investors alike. It, quote, presents magnificently, showcasing sharp corners, front and back, rich color, and case-fresh features, it said.
Wow.
Yeah,
you know what? I have a feeling in 10 years she's going to be sad she sold it.
She sold it, yeah. Some of the notable features include the phone's 2-megapixel camera and web browser, and the iconic box with a life-size image of an iPhone with 12 icons on its touchscreen. Hell, back then, I think I was still rocking the Nokia, and a couple years later, I went for the BlackBerry Curve.
Oh, nice. I've got my phone, my Katana still in my drawer. It's the flip phone, which is pretty cool because I use that phone to get text read on the Jim Rome show. My flip phone, my Katana, and that was got to be 2007, somewhere around there.
Yeah. So it says the bidding started at 2,500 and ratcheted up quickly during 27 rounds.
Tyler's giving me shit. You don't see Samsung phones going for that price. Yeah. I am not an Apple guy. Apple sucks. Last time the Leafs were in the second round, people still use BlackBerry phones. Tiffany says. Liz says, I have two boys, Dominic and Holden. Quite unique but normal spellings. Yeah, Dominic, D-O-M-I-N.
Yeah, with a C-K, yep.
That's not bad. I mean,
no.
To me, if you spell it and you can phonetically say the name, it's one thing. But if you're going to name your daughter Kizzy and spell it with 2 X's, she's going to never be called Kizzy until she tells them the pronunciation. You're going to be Kixie or...
Yeah, you're just being an a-hole at that point. I'm sorry.
with a goatee.
Naming your kid like that. Well, the woman didn't have, but her husband's probably, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, who knows? She may have a goatee. We don't know that.
I got one about this woman, and to me, some people might go fake. No, I don't believe so. I believe this is true. So this woman's got she's got, you know how you've got when you're dating and you're single and you've got like deal breakers. Like for me, smoking. Woman can be the best catch in the world, but smoking is a killer. And you know what? Even when I started dating again after 2 failed marriages, I did go out with a couple of women that smoked, and I'm like, nah, I can get over it because, you know, it's all in my mind. And then you go out, and after the kissing, it's like licking an ashtray. And no matter how,
especially if you're not a smoker yourself, right? So
yes,
there you go.
Yeah, it just
Yeah,
anyway. I can't go and elaborate on that anymore. But just it's just a deal breaker. There are other deal breakers. But this woman's got deal breakers for guys that are kind of in the weird zone. So this woman, her name is Madison O'Connor. Once again, this story comes over from England. Has said she has a long list of unusual things that give her the, quotes, the ick, including when men buy toilet paper. That gives her the ick. If men buy toilet paper, blowing on hot food. So if a guy's blowing on his hot food, that gives her the ick. And then a guy holding an umbrella gives her the ick. She's got more. Let's see. We all have icks. They're perfectly, a woman smoking is one of my icks. They're the perfectly normal, everyday things that people do that for some reason we find completely off-putting. You know what else I have an ick as I read her story? I hate commercials where people are eating food. Like, it's a commercial for potato chips and that's good. It just drives me up a wall if I hear people eating on the radio or on television. And then another one is people whispering. I hate when people whisper.
Yeah, I'm right with you, Tiffany. I don't understand the toilet paper thing. I mean, is she like, bidet exclusive? Like, what is this?
Oh, you know what? I never even went there. I was thinking that she thought that, I don't know. I mean, you don't want a guy to have a clean bum.
Well, we were. It was funny because we were actually discussing this in Marco Polo because they were discussing, the ghost poop with Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee show. You know what a ghost poop is?
I do not.
Okay, a ghost poop is, it's so clean that you don't need to wipe. But you know what? You wipe anyways. You always
gotta
wipe.
check to make sure
at least once, right?
At least once. Yeah.
At least once.
I consider that when those happen, it's like, yeah. Because then you've got the opposite one. Eddie Murphy did the joke already. I remember it in Delirious, where you got to wipe like 15 times.
Yeah.
It's
it
like,
doesn't stop. Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah.
So Tyler brings up a good one. Honda Horse likes to watch zit popping videos. To me, that is disgusting. But my first girlfriend in high school loved popping other people's zits. That is so
weird.
cringe.
That's creepy. Yeah.
But she had this... Yeah. So apparently there's videos out there. Gotta have.
I actually have one of your drops for that.
Fucking creepy.
There you go. Right. So
Liz posted today the video of me saying wiener. She found a video clip and put it on loop. You've got
who did?
Liz. She put it on Twitter. I'm like, whoa, there's a video of me. What am I saying? And then I had to unmute my phone, and it was me just going, wiener, 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 wiener. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
That's
the
other
crazy.
thing she doesn't like is guys tying shoelaces.
Okay, weird.
That gives her the ick.
Yeah, I have a couple icks. Facial piercings. I could handle the nose ring sort of like I the stud is a little bit less of a, I mean, some of them are cultural, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like you see like Indian women like from East India, they have the nose. There's a cultural thing to it, I can kind of get it. The ring, not so much, but like the facial piercings with, especially in like, the side and then the lip and then the eyebrow and everything. No, that's kind of weird. Also, I get that, like navel piercings are a thing, but when you got this like chandelier hanging down from it, I mean, you're obviously trying to hide something there. Yes. So I don't understand that.
Yes.
And honestly, quite honestly, if you're over the age of I'm going to give you 25 to 30 and you have facial piercings.
Yeah.
No, Finally. Okay. I'm not big on long painted fingernails. It doesn't do much for me. The latest trend is the pointed, the real pointed like
Yes.
claw finger. And
Yes.
that's been a new trend.
Especially black too.
Do not get
Get
it.
it
Yeah,
pointed.
black nail polish
Yeah,
doesn't do
yeah,
anything for me.
yeah.
So, but that's just like, you know what? Look at me. I'm no prize. Okay, so I shouldn't be complaining about stuff like that. But then again, my wife and I are high school sweethearts. I never had to do the whole dating thing, right?
Yeah.
So I'm very naive when it comes to that sort of thing. Yeah. Tyler says, "What about boob piercings?" Never understood it. Don't get it.
No.
No,
Or the clitoris. Or the what's they call it, the Prince Albert or whatever.
Prince
where
Albert,
the guys get
yeah.
them. Oh my gosh.
That's crazy. Yeah.
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 Another thing this woman didn't like was when someone overpronounces foreign words while speaking English.
Oh, okay. So like the people that like say, so if you have somebody that's of Spanish origin,
Yes.
and then they go to say, and then they're speaking English, like
Yes.
we're speaking English, no accent, and then they go right into that. Or like,
Yes.
I've got a lot of a member of an Italian club. There's Italian heritage in my family and everything. Somebody be talking and they go to talk about the cheese on a pizza, and they're talking. Oh yeah, that pizza was great. It had a lot of mozzarella in
Yes.
it.
Yes. This woman hates
Over
that.
pronunciation.
I would like a
There's a
chili
funny bit.
relleno.
There's a very funny bit from Russell Peters. He's a hilarious comic. He's Canadian. He's a Indian Canadian comic, and he talks about people that overpronounce things, and it's a great bit.
You'll have to send me the link. I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
All right. We're running up against the clock. I have one more story. This is just one of those, neighbors. I think I've told this story about. There's something about having a neighbor from hell, especially when you own, because it's not like an apartment where if you have the neighbor from hell, you just wait for your lease to be up and you get out of there. When you own, I go out of my way to make sure there's no friction, because then I've heard too many stories about bad things. But here's a person with a neighbor from hell. She works night shifts. And she comes home like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and she takes a shower before she goes to bed. The neighbor downstairs goes freaking crazy because the shower water apparently is running and it wakes them up. At that point, you know what? The neighbor downstairs need to get some white noise, like a wind or a rain machine or something. Because if you're telling your upstairs neighbor they can't take a shower, one thing playing music, but a shower. And it's funny because we used to stay at I had an uncle, and he lived at the beach, and I only stayed there maybe 2 different times with my family, but we weren't allowed to flush the toilet because it would wake him up. So no matter what, number 1 or number 2, you just put the lid down and you had to wait until the morning because it drove him crazy if we flushed the toilet in the middle of the night.
If it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown,
you
flush it
still
down.
leave it in there.
Right.
Yeah. I was told, and I think I was like 10, 9 or whatever. So it's like, really? And I was always terrified of flushing the toilet because he would wake up and yell at us or whatever. But if you take a dump or something, you were supposed to leave it in there till the morning. What do you do? Put a sign on it, do not open? It's disgusting. Anyway, this story reminds me of that. But the neighbor from hell, I know I've told this story before. I think I have. I'm sure I did on DJ. But anyway, I had the neighbors from hell when I lived before I met my wife. I lived out in St. Helens, and this was between wife number 2 and wife number 3. So I was dating, and they would always like keep track of like the different women, that would come over, and then they would rate them and whatever. They used to tell me that, when I would break up with them, they go, "Oh yeah, we rated her at whatever." So whatever, creepy, whatever. So it was a woman, she was married, so they got divorced. So they got divorced around the same time I got divorced. Fucking creepy, yes. So I was single and I was dating, and when she got divorced, her brother and his girlfriend moved in. And she was probably in her late 20s, early 30s, and I was probably in my late 30s, early 40s. But I was dating, and one time I went out. They asked for things like their water got shut off. They were not very responsible with bills. And they asked to use my shower. And that's just like, no. And they thought I was being like weird about it.
Creepy.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
And I
ugly.
said, no, that's just not gonna happen.
Right.
The other thing they did, they got their garbage shut off. And so I went to and this is when I was dating somebody. And I went out to throw something away. My garbage was full. I had it out by the street, and I went to throw something away. And on the top, I know I've told this story. On the top was a wrapper for edible panties.
Yeah, you told that story.
Yes,
yeah,
I've told
yeah,
this story. Okay,
yeah,
this
yeah,
was the neighbors
yeah.
from hell. And I
Right.
was dating someone. I went over there with the wrapper, and I said, do you know what would have fucking happened?
The following program contains scenes and language
If
of a
this
frank
woman
and explicit nature.
That I've been
Viewer
dating
discretion
for
is
3 or 4
advised.
weeks would have went and thrown something away and
Right,
saw that on there.
right.
She would have thought I had a woman over,
Yeah,
cheated
case-
on her,
yeah.
and dumped me. So
Case
fuck
of mistaken
you.
identity.
Yes.
So here's that reminds me of real quick a very very funny story. So there's an old lady, and I don't know if this is an urban legend or whatever. Some people may have heard a version of this story. Older lady, widow, living by herself, and her son comes over and helps her out all the time because the husband passed away, and so he's going over there and helping out, and taking out her garbage and things like that, right? So what they didn't realize was that, the one he comes over one time and he goes to take out her garbage and he's like, wow, this thing's like really heavy. What the, opens up the lid and there's like literally like 10, 20 bottles, like empty liquor bottles.
Oh, shit,
like,
yeah.
Like heavy, like heavy liquor. Like we're talking
Wow.
like the strong stuff,
Yeah.
like bottles and bottles of this. And he goes in there and he's like, oh my God, I know that you're upset at it. Dad passed away and all this stuff, but I didn't realize you turned into an alcoholic. And she's like, what? What are you talking about? Turns out the neighbor next door was an alcoholic and was throwing out his bottles in her garbage.
Probably hiding it from somebody he knew.
Probably. Yeah. He was
Yeah.
hiding it from, turns
Yeah.
out he was hiding it from his wife.
Yeah.
So he was throwing his bottles out in the old lady's
yeah.
garbage,
Yeah.
thinking that she wouldn't notice. And,
Yeah.
she had one of those little wheelie Kirby things, right? Because they
Yep.
gave her one of the wheelie ones so that she could do it herself if her son couldn't come over. He's thinking, oh, nobody's going to notice, right? The old lady's crazy. She's not going to notice anything. She's losing her mind, right? So, yeah.
Wrong.
So the son thought that it was the old lady's bottles.
Well, sure. I mean, what are you going to think?
What are you
You're
going to
gonna
think? It's in the
someone
garbage,
else?
right?
That's what I say to that.
Right.
Yeah, the edible underwear was the last.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
there
remember
was
you telling
so
that
much
story. That was
more.
funny.
I mean, there's just yeah. I mean, I've got stories that can't even make the air because they're just wrong.
Yeah.
There was a lot of
The other cool thing about neighbors is trying to figure out what they do for work if you don't really talk to the neighbors that much or anything. We had
Yeah.
people that lived next door as a young couple. He was Caucasian and she was of Asian descent.
yeah.
Very, very attractive woman, very attractive. And he was kind of like a not so great looking guy.
Oh,
But
yeah.
and it was like, okay, come to find out, we noticed that, I'm going to work in the morning. She's coming home.
Oh,
What do you think she did for a living?
Stripper.
There you go.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. You know what's interesting about that too is no judgment here. It's
No,
just an
no.
observation.
Very,
But-
hey, fantastic neighbors, by the way.
Yeah.
Great
yeah,
neighbors.
And you know what? It's funny because different story. There's no strip clubs involved, but I used to babysit when I was like 15. I babysit these 4 kids next door, $1 an hour. I've told this story too. Biggest scam in the world. I got 25 cents a kid, but I only had to watch them for 2 hours. They went to bed and then I slept. And then they get home at 3 a.m., wake me up. I go, fall asleep for another 3 hours, and then I have to go to school the next day. So she was a waitress and he was a bartender at a bar.
Yeah.
And I mean, you got to have $1 an hour though.
Yeah. Crazy.
$1 an hour.
I've got a funny story about when we were younger and taking my buddy to the strip club for his birthday. But that's for another time. I think I told that story on Stucknut Radio, but it was pretty funny.
I want to hear
I'm
it.
gonna share it with you when we're done.
All right. Yeah. The poor audience. We want to hear it.
We want to hear it.
Anyway, yeah, the show, we try to end it right around an hour, leave you wanting more. Okay, BJ's from a chick with a tongue ring. Tyler's got a heart emoji. So apparently a BJ from a chick with a tongue ring.
I think he means tongue stud, not a tongue ring.
Tongue stud. Oh, by the way, that reminded me, I wanted to go back to that when you talked about facial piercings. What about when these were popular? When you had the earring chain that went from the ear to the
nose?
To the nose, that's right. That just
Yeah.
not.
The other one that's crazy is people will
See
take
you later,
those,
Ryan.
Those ones that go like the piercing front that goes, it's like a bar and it goes from the earlobe up to the top of the ear.
Oh,
and
I
it's a
haven't seen
bar.
that yet. I've seen the bars though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
And you know what used to bug me is he just got cut from the Cowboys. Ezekiel had that nose ring.
Yeah,
that
just
huge ass.
well,
I'm thinking, what if someone yanks on it while he's running?
Right. I still like the thing where the people have the nose ring and it's got the two ends on it, and it's like somebody, I forget what it was, how to get back at your kids for getting a nose piercing, and someone's holding a 9-volt battery.
Oh, I
up
saw
to
that. Oh yes.
That's awesome.
Dude, my
I forget
dad
the context
had me do
of
that
the
when I was
joke,
a kid. Put this on your tongue, and he did it
Yeah.
first.
It
and
works.
I went, ah!
Yeah, it works.
All right.
Things we used to do.
Ryan's got to go do, I don't know if it's halftime or post game or whatever. I think it's halftime.
Right.
Anyway, Ryan's leaving, which is a good. What was that? What drop was that?
It says grow up, Headstrom.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Thanks, Liz, for coming up. Thanks, Tiffany, Tyler, everyone that was in the chat, Pup, everyone that showed up. Appreciate it. I think Ryan's back next week. There's no game. I looked at the calendar. So, Headstrom, last thoughts. Stucknut in 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Yep, and we're hoping that Steve will have his stuff up, because I've been running the OBS and it's a lot harder than it looks. People, props to you. I know what's involved with it, the prep and all the rest of it. Everybody, this guy does a phenomenal job. He works on all these other shows. He's helped out Ryan. He's helped out a lot of people. So big props to you. And I mean, you've helped me out, and it's nice that, we've got that, and we share information and all the rest of it. So it works
you help
out
me
great.
troubleshoot shit too.
Yeah. So it's nice to have that. So
it's
anyways.
a little club. I never was audio visual in high school or junior high. The
neither
AV
was I.
people, they were all nerdy, but I became one.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Anyway,
yeah. So
thanks
for having me on.
Cindy
It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks.
Cindy Milwaukee showed up. You here the whole time, or you just popping in? Anyway, these are up for replay. If you did not see the Adam Hawk, he went 2 hours on the Woodscopes. Go to YouTube, type in Woodscopes, watch that episode. It's great.
Yeah.
And man, it was good to catch up with Adam.
Yeah.
He gave us a lot of.
It was awesome.
Good
Cindy's been here the
information.
whole time. Yeah. Thanks, Tiffany. Good to see you as well. And again, go to one of our. We've all got this thing pinned on our thing. Go to Liz. Go to my Twitter.
Get in.
Get into that March Madness
When's
thing.
the cutoff?
Oh.
Isn't it tonight? Because the games start tomorrow, right?
Oh, the brackets will close as soon as the first game starts.
Yeah. So get in there.
That's how it usually. And I'm gonna.
Burn Dog's in. I see Burn Dog.
I'll share how I made my picks after this is all done.
All right, cool. All right, you know how I made my picks? I went autoplay. Now they let you rank teams. I went with free throw. You rank them like free throw percentage or whatever. But I with the Ducks not in, I wasn't paying attention.
I put a little more effort into it. I used a randomizer.
Yeah, exactly. All right, everybody, we are out. We'll be back next week. DJ Haunted Horse, 7 p.m. Pacific this Friday. Pick your songs, whatever you want. It's a regular open show. 2 weeks from Friday will be, or a week from Friday will be the ultra high def. So, all right. See you guys later. We're out.